Blackstone Audio presents The Opposite of Woe, My Life in Beer and Politics, by John Hickenlooper, with Maximilian Potter. This book is read by John Hickenlooper.
1. A Night to Remember. If you had come up to me when I was in college, in the early 1970s, and told me that I would go to work as a geologist for an oil company, I probably would have tucked my shoulder-length hair behind my ears and said something like, "No way, man, you are out of your mind." In the early 1980s, when I was, in fact, working as an oil and gas geologist, if you had told me that I would become an entrepreneur and open a string of successful brewpub restaurants across the West, I might have joked that you must have rocks in your head. In the 1990s, if you had walked into one of my brewpub restaurants and tried to get me to so much as consider the possibility that I would go into politics, that I would be twice elected mayor of Denver and then be twice elected governor of Colorado, and that one day the President of the United States would invite me to Washington, D.C. for a fancy gala, I definitely would have had the bartender cut you off. And if you had been with me on the evening of December 4th, 2011, a year into my first term as governor of Colorado, when I entered the White House as President Obama's guest, and you asked me to explain how all this had happened, I'm fairly certain I would have said something along the lines of, "Well, to tell you the truth, it's a pretty unbelievable story. Come to think of it, it's a bunch of unbelievable stories, but I'll have to fill you in later." At that moment, I was preoccupied with trying to smuggle what I thought would make a fine gift for the President by the Secret Service. And as had often been the case throughout my life, my prospects for success were not looking good. My wife Helen and I were in a line of guests all in black tie and evening gowns just inside the security gate of the White House. We were there for a cocktail reception before attending the Kennedy Center honors with the President and the First Lady, or at least we were under the impression we were there to attend the event with the President and the First Lady. Truth was, we weren't entirely sure what the evening had in store. The invitation for the affair had come on short notice and was worded rather cryptically. 5 days earlier, a White House representative contacted my scheduler in the governor's office and said the president would like to invite Helen and me to join him at the Kennedy Center honors. After talking with Helen, I declined. It was the holidays, we were busy, and considering the event was only days away with the seasonal hustle and bustle, we knew finding a sitter to watch our 9-year-old son Teddy would be a challenge. We figured we were...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?